Joe Zikas from YoChicago.com. I'm sitting in a beautiful garden in Ravenswood Manor with Diane Freeman. Does this remind you of your home on the North Shore?
Absolutely does. It's such a glorious day today, and we finally have spring in Chicago. Really reminiscent of the years that I spent on the North Shore raising my family.
But you became a Gold Coast girl.
Yes, I did. About 8.5, 9 years ago, my husband and I decided that we were going to move into the city and enjoy all that Chicago had to offer. I was originally from the East Coast and accustomed to living in big cities, but I'd never lived in Chicago, so we wanted to try that. And we've lived there and very happily for the last 8.5 years.
What was the hardest part about making the transition?
It's very hard to leave the family home, and the kids had also shared so many wonderful memories there. They had gone to New Trier High School, they participated in sports and drama and all that the North Shore had to offer. We were both very involved in the school systems and the different campaigns that would go on over the years. But one day we decided when my daughter graduated from college that it was time to move downtown. So, having been in real estate since 1990, I decided to try something new. The city was totally foreign to me, but have learned everything about the city.
And you bought finally in a high-rise on Lakeshore Drive?
I did, and I'm very, very lucky that I can look out every morning at the lake, and the location is fantastic.
Tell me about some of your favorite buildings in the Gold Coast.
My best buildings are the Carlisle, which is at 1040 North Lakeshore Drive. It has outdoor space, which, coming from the suburbs, people really love to have some place to go out and have a cup of coffee and read a book. That building happens to have a swimming pool, a wonderful ballroom upstairs, workout facility, and the most wonderful service probably of any building in Chicago. And the location, of course, is superb, with views of the Oak Street Beach. We get to have a front seat of the Air and Water Show and all the activities that go on in the summer. And of course the lake changes every single day. So that's what makes it so interesting. I like 600 North Lakeshore Drive. That's a newer building, built around 4 or 5 years now, and does not have as many amenities, but certainly has the view of Navy Pier, easy access onto Lakeshore Drive for people going to the south side or to Indiana, and certainly an easy access to go to the North Shore and up to the northern part of Chicago. Lovely building, and I said fantastic views of Navy Pier and the fireworks, etc. Another building I like, kind of a boutique-y, contemporary chic building, is 1155 North Dearborn. That has a wonderful access to shopping and restaurants and to the Red Line. There are some wonderful vintage buildings on the Gold Coast, some small boutique buildings, and then there are some larger vintage buildings. So there's really a nice mix in the Gold Coast and in Streeterville that people can enjoy. If you like vintage, we have it. If you like mid-century, we have it. And if you like new and contemporary, there's that as well.
Tell me about East Lakeshore Drive. Do you like East Lakeshore Drive?
I love East Lakeshore Drive. There are, I believe, 7 buildings there that are landmarked, and they can never be torn down. And that's the old established, those were the first multi-family buildings that were built, I believe, around 1910, 1911. There are a few that cropped up. East Lakeshore Drive, and also 1200 Lakeshore Drive, 1500 Lakeshore Drive.
Where do you do your grocery shopping?
Oh God, I go to Whole Foods. There are 2 Whole Foods in the Gold Coast area. I go to Dominic's, I go to Jewel, I go to Treasure Island, which is a wonderful, wonderful grocery store as well. There's also Potash, which is, there are 2 locations, one on Clark and the other on Rush Street. which is a smaller grocery store, but very, very service-oriented, and they also do deliver.
What are some of the restaurants you've come to like in the area?
Well, there are several Let Us Entertain You restaurants located at 900 North Michigan Avenue. There's Spiaggia. There's always that great standby, the Cape Cod Room. Down the block, the ever-popular Gibson's and Hugo's and Lux Bar. There's also a Vietnamese restaurant that we love called Le Colonial. There's Carmine's, and there are also some fast food restaurants. Lou Malnati's is coming to the the Gold Coast. They have the homemade pizza restaurant now, and the ever-popular Dublin's, which is a drinking establishment, but they have unbelievably wonderful food that's all freshly made each day. Really love going there as well.
Sounds like you get out quite a bit.
Well, I try to, especially in real estate. You really have to know the neighborhoods, and when folks come from the North Shore or from Hinsdale, etc., they really like to chat about the conveniences of the neighborhood and what they can look forward to. And I really love helping people who are relocating, because I went through all of that. I went through closing down a home in which my family was raised, but it was time to move on, and there's a time and place for everything, and moving into the city, it was just the right time for us to do that. Many of my friends have remained on the North Shore, but many have also moved downtown, and it's fun bumping into them in the different restaurants, department stores, and many, of course, have purchased homes through me, which I really appreciate that confidence. But I'm someone that you can talk to about this, because having gone through it, it's not heart-wrenching. It's just a decision that you make to go to a different stage of your life.